Greetings, I am Lies.
And I am Scandal.
And let's play a game together.
Alright, let's deal with this dramatic hole.
I mean, like, the devil's just like, I'm so bored. I love that Julian called it, but like, so in case you guys don't know, we were so done with the bored idea. We even made a meme and put it on our Tumblr about how bored the devil is and how sad his life is. So if you want to see that, you can go check it out. And in the meantime...
honestly, I have to say, like, I haven't heard that for a while in regards to, like, just characters that I've actively engaged with, because I don't usually engage with characters like this. They just get really boring, and, like, I get it. Like, I understand the concept of basically somebody who, over time, basically loses, you know, fun and entertainment values, but really, you want, and you want, and you want, and when all the strength you can muster isn't enough, you turn to me.
And I'm like, how do they turn to you? Especially before Astra made access to you with the deck. How the hell did anyone turn to you?
Well, and that's the other thing, too, that I'm going, like, we're not even clear about what access they even have, what they're even capable of doing, because based off of what everybody else says, they really have little to no interaction with the human or mortal realms at all!
I'm going, okay, even if Lucio has a special bond that gives him access to you, it doesn't mean you, the masses, turn to me. So either the devil is exaggerating greatly. You, all of humanity. Literally, 2 people ever. 1, Asra, I'd like to make this card out of part of your essence. And 2, Lucio, I'm a bitch! Fix it!
Yeah.
Alright,
when
anyway.
you ask for the power to defeat your enemies, to overthrow your tyrants, to fuck...
Oh.
I'm not gonna say that. To squash your dissidents. I was there.
To execute.
So actually, oh my god, it's
What?
Nice Guy Devil.
Oh my god.
Don't you understand? I've suffered for you, I've done things for you. Don't you want me? I'm like, oh please.
Everything you've asked I have done. I have performed everything for you. So he's Jareth.
He's Jareth. He's
Jareth.
really Jareth.
It's fine.
And he's not even as hot.
I
I mean,
don't know.
I think his design is great and pretty hot, to be honest, but I'm just like, I just don't care. Like, that level of, like,
I'm like, I don't know, if you put him in, like, you know, the Goblin King's clothes with the hair, but the rest of the design stayed identical, could be fascinating.
No, I said he's still hot.
I know, but I mean, just, like,
I just don't have that level
better
of, like,
fashion?
I mean, it's not bad. I just, the thing is, okay, so I'm frustrated because I'm just kind of like, it's boring.
Okay.
Like, in regards to, like, Jareth's motivations versus the devil's motivations, is Jareth going, I'm literally basically playing playtime, or I'm the manifestation of basically a young girl having her own experience, kind of thing, which is fine. You know, and
I'm performing a very distinctive function, a very distinctive, basically, role.
I'm your fictional fantasy character brought to life by you going, wah, drama, and that's fine. And this is sort of like,
When you wanted to do colonialism, I was there.
I was there. When you coveted your neighbor's land, jewels, fame, talent, I was there.
And I'm
not that I
going-
could do it or anything, but like, I was there.
I was there for all of it. I saw it all, okay?
I did it all.
And I'm like, okay, bro, again, how did anyone have access to you to ask for any of these things? That's what I need to know.
I would like to know. When you wanted to stop the plague.
Excuse me, is this about me or about Julian?
Because
I thought this
neither
was-
of us have anything to do with that, actually, because he's connected to the Hanged Man, and I'm connected to who God knows what, except as far as I understand, we're actually, the main character is connected to the Fool.
I mean,
because
Julian did want to stop the plague.
Yes.
But as far as we know, the devil wasn't involved, but also going, excuse me, I, the apprentice, have been told that this is 1, my journey, and 2, gonna be like my door, and 3, gonna be like I'm the only one that can affect things. Why are you talking to Julian?
I don't know.
Unless her apprentice wanted to stop the plague before they died.
I hopefully it's about us. Well, you get the idea. I'm merely taking the charade to its logical conclusion. There's no logic here, honey.
Nerd.
It's okay.
Quietly undoes the chain on their wrist, raises their hand. Excuse me, I wanted to know, were you talking to me or talking to him about the whole plague thing? Because I don't think either of us called on you for help, actually.
TBH.
TBH, as far as I know, you did not add anything to him, and the Hanged Man did so. So, are you in the Hanged Man?
Who are you talking to?
Like, were both of you involved somehow? and he has more magical powers that he's dealing with that he doesn't know about?
It's okay.
What's his deal with you, anyway? Like, what's your deal?
And if you'd only sat quietly and behaved, I would have gotten away with it too. If it hadn't been for you meddling kids. I mean, you would have survived to see it.
Yeah, we're pretty much dead now.
Now, whatever am I going to do?
I mean,
technically you should have no sway over us because we made no deal with you. Which is interesting because you're not supposed to be able to affect shit that you haven't bargained into.
which is really interesting. You basically don't follow your own consent magic, which is, how is that possible? Because literally nobody else can do it without, okay, whatever.
Literally going though, Lucio, I will bargain with other people's lives that I have no connection to and do not own. Fine, done.
Sounds reasonable.
How does that work?
What?
That literally be like, that's like somebody walking in and being like, I will pay you the entire world. You don't own it. Yeah, but if I say I'll pay it to you, you can just take it. Oh, that's fine then. How does that work?
Is that supposed to be like the vampire idea of like, well, you invited them into the room and now they can just do whatever the fuck they want?
With anybody? I invited you down to the earth and now you technically own the place?
Which sounds
interesting.
weird. I mean, I've seen like stories do that and I constantly find myself irritated by it because again, I'm just like, why this one person?
Space
well, it
vampires.
just takes one person. No, that's giving too much power to one particular individual, and it actually takes lots of people. Because if everybody else, honestly, even if on an unconscious level went the greatest evil, I would never invite that into my life, right? They would still have basically influence in regards to whatever magic that the world has. They would go, I don't want it, so the person would go, one person is not going to break that.
It's not enough. All right.
Aye.
The devil looks between us before his gaze settles on me. His eyes glowing like coals.
You first, I think.
But you're not sure? What would make you sure?
Oh my god.
Julian, I know there's so much going on. Honestly, I love it when it happens to you, but not me. It's great.
It's good.
It's so good, which is actually a terrible, abusive thing that I've heard some people say before.
He drifts closer to me, his smile promising something deeply unpleasant. Him, in the waves, in the ocean, waves crashing everywhere, making an incredible mess, does not look actually cool or contained while he's done this entire speech, because water's just splashing up the sides of him and just soaking all of him, and it's fine. And then he drifts forward, so like he's just like riding his little wheelies up the sand through the waves. It's like he's on like a really slow like hoverboard, just sort of leans forward gently and just rolls out of the waves.
Right.
Pick on someone your own size, you cod-chewing cheater!
Are you
I try really hard with that alliteration. You get over here!
Are you guys the same size?
I imagine since they're like an immortal being and a sort of like an incomprehensible experience, they could be whatever size they wanted to be.
So
The fact that basically he's limiting himself to a certain size is actually a little weird.
Do you think the horns are to make him taller?
Are you saying that he's like 3 feet tall? Because I fucking love that. You bored ass bitch! Fight me! Sorry, I do not mean to go after people who are short. I just always find that to be hilarious. But they're like, yes! True terror of the whatever! And that is also a way that people go, do not underestimate people at all. So.
Absolutely. Your height has nothing to do with it. But it is kind of, given that we do have stigmas and judgments on heights, sometimes it is a way to get a cheap laugh.
Yeah, it's true. Absolutely.
The silence after his words seems far too loud.
I'd have split this all up before you'd fight us, didn't ya?
What are ya? Scared?
Let me try to attack your ego. I literally should have no ego at all.
Because I'm not a
immortal,
person.
disconnected being, and any of your standardized insults should have no connection to me.
If I'm gonna become bored, do you really think calling me a scaredy cat's gonna make it do anything for me?
It might entertain
Julian,
me.
it's working.
Is it
You're
working?
talking?
If you responded, it's working.
Yeah, chicken-hearted, lily-livered, baboon-faced waste of skin!
I don't know. His pelt looks pretty nice. Could be really good skin. He looks soft.
Real soft.
Real
Also,
soft.
those ears, like, ooh.
Devil, very soft, very, very velvety,
Devil,
very silky.
Hey,
Devil, I am scary. You look
You
silky.
reaches up, grabs the end of the ears. Rub.
Yeah, it's sort of that Inuyasha
Devil,
thing, where you would normally reach up and grab, like Kagami would grab the top of Inuyasha's ears.
Right.
Instead, Nerd, who very short, walks right up to the devil, grabs the bottom of the ears, pet.
Devil,
I don't, and then sort of does that sort of like melting owl thing, or the leaning dog
and
thing.
main character Nerd just going, reaching up more and more and more as they come down. Going,
Pets higher up the ears, as the devil's like, I don't know why I'm doing this gesture. Why am I leaning down? Don't understand. What?
No.
Alright. You think that he definitely has pride, it seems. For a moment, all I can think is, where did he learn Where did he learn all of that? You mean those, like, insults? If he loves brawling and bar fights and pirating and buccaneering and stuff, he should have heard a lot worse insults, just saying.
I was about to say, honestly, they're pretty casual.
Like,
Julian, work your game up higher. That was really poor. That's the best thing I can think of in regards to alliteration, alright?
It's okay.
Fucking hell!
I'm only 3 and I've heard very little language based on Astra speaking to me, so, wow, where did you learn all that?
Oh my god.
But then my brain catches up, and fear seizes me. The devil turns away from me, regarding Julian with mild amusement. It did work. Why was that even distracting to you? You just have all the time in the universe, don't you? He lifts a clawed hand. Okay, if we don't get to see his beautiful manicured fingers now that you've said clawed hand, I am feeling left out, okay?
I am insulted.
I want to see the lovely claws, okay? Because those would be cool as hell. And makes an idle gesture, and Julian's litany of insults is abruptly cut off. I silence you. Draws the silence glyph. It's fine.
Shut up.
Go on. Tell me how you really feel.
Well, the thing is most people use insults that are related to things that they think would be damaging, which is usually reflective of what they would be hurt by. So it probably has more to do with Julian's low self-esteem than anything you'd actually be affected by.
Also, I have to say, some of the jabs here are a little bit too on the nose in some areas. Like, I appreciate the references, but I'm kind of like, the devil really going, go on, tell me how you really feel.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, okay, whatever.
No.
That's fine.
I'm still like, why was it that when we got separated from everyone, suddenly Julian's shirt was undone? What about getting wrapped in chains made his buttons come undone? Poink! My
twink chest has been exposed!
Because I was thinking about that for a couple episodes now, going, as soon as the devil arrived, suddenly his shirt was open, and I was like, did something happen? The lightning cracked and your buttons exploded off? I'm just like...
I actually can't remember if it did come undone, like when we got on the beach or something.
I don't believe it did. I think he was running around with Pasha with everything buttoned together, and then suddenly the background changed red and his shirt was undone. I'm just like, so did the chains unbutton your shirt?
I love that particular thing going, lightning for fan service. Ping!
I love the idea. Sky cracks open, lightning crashes down, Julian's buttons pop off, and his shirt falls open. Him,
oh no! I should have had my hands crossed across my chest. I knew it would happen. I knew it.
Julian's throat works, but he can't get the words out. Julian? The devil glances at me, and in his expression, I see only...
jealousy.
I say...
eyeliner.
In his expression, I only see YouTube makeup tutorials.
Man, that white woman on YouTube, man, she did good jobs for him.
The idle curiosity of a bored child.
Okay,
well, you should be able to work with that. You've been a bored child very recently, my dear.
Yeah, no kidding.
Another twist of those black claws, and Julian is left gasping for air, struggling to breathe at all. You gave him an instruction to say what he really thinks. Are you saying he doesn't think at all? Most people, if they said what's on their mind, would be silent.
I'd love... Yes, that has actually been a thing that I have heard before, and sometimes, so it is not an accusation, but there is definitely a point where some people do talk about it going, not a lot of people think a lot. They are mostly reactive.
What they have is mental activity.
Yeah.
So their brain is working, but they're not actively thinking, which is, we've talked about this a couple of times on the channel, where thinking is this sort of active process and it isn't reactionary.
Right.
So, and it is also something you do where you have to examine things deeper. So making choices that you've already made before and, you know, having the same thoughts you've had before isn't considered to be thinking. It's just mental activity. Yeah. In the same way that when your brain just runs off and is like, you're trying to fall asleep. Let me talk about violins and that chore you didn't do and that grade that you got that you didn't like in middle school. And are the socks done? Did you leave your watch in the car? And you're just like, that's not thinking. That's mental activity.
Yes.
Anyway, another twist of those black claws. Struggling to breathe at all. I get very tired of villains telling someone, speak your mind! And then immediately shutting off their ability to speak. And I'm like, it's not ironic. It's just weird.
It's just silly.
You could just say shut up and then shut them up.
Yeah.
Now, what are you going to do about it, little magician?
Have you made your way out of the water yet?
Excuse me, sir. Where did that question come from?
Hey, what are you going to do about it?
What are you going to do about it? I was like, what's it?
About what?
About what?
About
You being bored? Being a bored child? Me detecting bored childom in your eyeballs?
me, what am I going to do about Julian not being able to speak, about the insult, about you asking for his opinion, about the fact that you still look very, very soft and pettable, about the fact that your fur is probably completely soaked from the ocean, except for none of the fur or the bodies exist at all, so maybe not. Who knows? What am I going to do about the chains or the red background? You know what? I have decided you're not yourself when you're hungry. Have a
Snicker!
I was gonna say, have a non-branded chocolate and peanut candy bar with some caramel and nougat, because we're not endorsed by anyone.
It's true.
Little magician.
Well, fight apparently.
I
I choose not to fight.
Alright guys, well we're done with the game. We will never be able to do anything else. But this is all we have.
I'm just so frustrated that things like this exist. Why is it a button? Someone sometime in the comments, please tell me why when there's only one button, you have a button at all.
I suppose it's a level of engagement.
There's only one thing I can do. Fight!
Fight!
I mean, you could literally do a lot of different things, but it's okay if all you can think about is fight. Because honestly, you've done a whole lot of different things in your life, and you have honestly been like kind of a weird peacemaker occasionally, even in your distinctively passiveness, because you've done so much caretaking. You should just be
you
like...
You could fall on the ground. You could pretend you died. You could do any number of things.
You could fake a heart attack, just like a bad dating game.
Oh, God, yeah.
Him, what are you going to do about it? You goes into seizures on the ground. What happened? Hang on, what I can't kill you if you die on your own. Hang on! Stop that! It goes into, I will rescue you so I can kill you properly!
Damn it, get up!
You know what? If I'm hurting, you can't hurt me.
Hey, what?
Immediately starts to kick your own ass, like in Fight Club. One thing I can do, it's fine.
Oh my god.
Ha! Only one thing I can do. Runs up to the devil. I will smooch you and break the spell. Yay!
Really, you could do any number of things.
There's a lot of things. There's only one thing I can do. Barf on his hooves.
Honestly, I suddenly seize from nervousness and then just vom all over his beautiful red scarf.
Like projectile all over the front of him. It's so bad.
You're like, yay! It's Ash versus the Evil Dead! Thanks.
Oh god. Hi. I draw on the magic that I can do. Give me a second, I got this. Only one thing I can do. Because when Julian said he'd considered
on him.
all ideas ever in the entire universe.
My pants and poop on his...
Oh my god. When Julian said he had considered all possibilities, but he'd never asked anyone else for any advice ever, that is me. I have considered all things, and there's only one thing to do. I draw on the magic that I used against Valdemar, the power to break the devil's chains. The devil tisks indulgently at me, as though I'm a misbehaving child.
From one child to another, I don't think so.
I'm a misbehaving child. Well, I'm a bored child. Usually bored children misbehave. Maybe we should just hang out.
We should just hang.
We should probably go do delinquent stuff together. Do you want to go, like, tip some cows?
Do you want to go read some romance books with me?
Oh my god, you know, we should do raid the cookie jar.
Yes!
So Astra keeps his cookies really up high. Oh, we should go get them.
Since you're really tall, you should come with me.
You could help me get the hidden snacks on the high shelf.
What?
So in
snacks.
So so in the shop, Astra tended to put a lot of things up really high where I couldn't reach it for a long time, and I never got tall enough to reach it. So you should help me.
That's what you want to do with my great power?
Get things off the high shelves. Yes. We should go shopping after that and get things off the high shelves too.
Fucking what?
I have summoned the devil. Help me reach the thing I can't reach.
I need your help.
What? Okay, well, if you're not going to reach it, at least give it
a step stool. I'm bored! Clearly you haven't gotten enough cookies in your life.
Hi, misbehaving child.
Do you really think that will work?
Yeah, you being tall would totally get things off the top shelf. I believe it.
God damn it, take me seriously! Julian. Just nodding.
Julian, oh yeah, that sounds like that. It's very practical.
Mm-hmm. Very practical.
You won't be bored if you're doing something, right? Ha. I know it's not going to work. I don't have any hope of overpowering the devil himself. Not alone. That was the point of summoning my friends, only one of which has come. And So, and none of the others which we have asked for, if I even have other friends rather than just sort of acquaintances and an employer and people I've just met.
It's fine.
I don't even know if I consider Mazalinka a friend. We barely know each other. Pasha's really the only friend.
Yeah.
So,
It's fine.
not alone. But I can't reach Julian. I can't reach anyone. You don't actually have to reach them to be able to like, I don't know.
It's okay.
We need to form link hands for friendship. Quick, for peace. Check it in, guys. World peace is part of the ticket.
Infant.
Even so, I can't just hang here and do nothing.
Wait, we're
are we in
hanging?
the air? Did the chain, like, lift us into the air?
Hot.
Has everything in reality disappeared?
Elevation.
And we're just sort of floating in this red void now?
Hi.
I did not get that impression at all.
Okay.
The devil glances between me and Julian, his lip curling with that terrible, indifferent amusement. Actually, it was curling before, and now he's just smirking. Like the lip curling really requires tooth showing, as far as I know. Also, your nose looks very soft. We'll pet nose.
Pet nose.
Pet nose. And I'm bored! You know what you need? You need a good spa day. I'm just gonna get out my comb. I'm gonna start brushing your hair. Be
That'll
really
fine.
good.
That'll be good.
Him, I don't understand.
What are we?
What are we doing?
Stop!
The chains trapping me flare red hot. For a moment, they almost feel cold. Then they burn, searing my skin and tearing a scream from my throat. This would be a lot worse if I had real skin.
Yeah.
Julian suddenly gasps, sucking in a lungful of air.
Because remember, we're bonded together through the non-existent hangman's noose. I mean, the non-existent hangman upside down. The bondage.
The bonds of bondage. We are bonded through the bonds of bondage.
Yep,
it's
there we are.
fine.
Not. I can speak again. Shit! Not no.
Wait a second. I probably can't speak in this moment because I'm just screaming, but I need you to know, while I'm inside the back of my head, dissociating out of my screaming non-body, that the devil's only able to focus on one person at a time, even with all his infinite power. That's why you were suddenly released. That's why I need the power of friendship, because he literally can't focus on more than one target at once.
No wonder he's fucking bored.
Yeah, he can't multitask at all. He's probably real bored.
Him. I am extremely neurodivergent. Fuck you.
I can only hold one thought in my head at once, okay? Excuse you.
So he's a fucking fairy? He has
He's
one
a goddamn Peter Pan fairy. He can only have one emotion at a time. So you're saying if I do pet him, he will be completely derailed?
Yes.
All
Yes.
right.
Enough with shouting each other's names! God, I feel like the Grinch! Don't you have anything more interesting to say?
He's a mean one. The
The
devil.
His horns are super sharp.
He's got grossly manicured, spiky nails on his hands.
Is that Mr.
Devil.
Devil Man?
Oh no, Devil Man.
Devil Man.
It's fine. Don't you have anything more interesting to say? Me, through the screaming that I cannot stop doing. You stopped it when he was saying more interesting things. I've never even heard those insults.
Like, that was wild. That was great.
Say something more interesting. You literally stopped the more interesting. Excuse me, you cannot make up your mind.
You really can't.
Sir. Good sir. He seems wholly unconcerned, which I can consider in great depth while I am burning horribly, secure in the knowledge that neither of us can do anything to stop him. This is a very articulate sentence for having my non-skin being burned off. It's great.
Well, I suppose this is as much as I can expect from the two of you.
Wait, you have specific expectations from specifically the two of us?
Whoa.
Have you been thinking about the two of us a lot?
Well, yeah, I ship you as little dice.
Him turns into Dark Helmet.
What? Stuffs the dolls in his back pocket, throws them on the ground, shoves them into the sand. What? Hi.
I wasn't playing with my dolls.
No.
You didn't see anything.
Hi. Yeah, you didn't. No, sir, I didn't see you playing with your dolls again,
sir.
It's okay. If you don't know who Dark Helmet is, Spaceballs is an amazing movie, but you can look it up by that name. Spaceballs, Dark Helmet, there's memes.
Yeah, it's great.
Anyway, there we go.
Hi.
From the two of us.
The facsimile of a dead magician, brought back to no matter the cost.
Wait. Was there a really expensive cost to bring me back?
Yes.
But shouldn't that involve Astra, not Julian or I? Or did I pay the cost?
Or you? Like what?
If I died, but you're not death, why would Astra talk to you about me?
Bitch, what are you doing here?
I am confusion.
and a washed-up plague doctor who couldn't stop the plague, couldn't save his apprentice.
To be honest, while I appreciate that insult might work really well on him personally, none of the other plague doctors stopped the plague either, and also a plague doctor's job isn't really to stop the plague, it's sort of to prevent, active spreading through education and to treat those who are currently sick. It's not really like to eradicate it and create vaccines. That's way ahead of, time.
I'm sorry, sir. You're using knowledge we don't have.
Right? Yeah, but plague doctors aren't there to stop the plague, so there.
Aye.
Aye, washed up apprentice, okay?
And couldn't even be a murderer.
Hey, if the person's already dead when you run in the room, that's just not your fault.
If they set themselves on fire, what you gonna do?
Me, going out to commit murder. Everyone you want to kill already dead. I am shit at murdering.
Hi, maybe if I lay claim to it, then I'll be better.
They all died of corona.
I did it!
I don't believe you. Nope, it was me.
'Twas I! 'Twas I that set the house ablaze!
All right, murderer.
You're pathetic, weak, and you will never be more than that. My God, I keep fucking talking, don't I?
You really are. You're almost at the point of monologuing, good sir.
Well, I think you are.
Like you're almost there.
That's where you're wrong. You'll always be wrong. Excuse me while I tuck a little bit and scoot up my pants until they're sort of coming way too far up, and I'm gonna go, yes! Time for hero backlash! Excuse me, have a wait.
What do the pants have to do with this statement?
This is, pulling on your pants, you're tucking your pants, you're going, now it's time to play big, right?
Oh, you put on, like, you have to, like sort of when people, like, gird their loins and wrap up their stuff, I've rolled up my sleeves now.
That's what I'm tucking. And
Julian has to figure out how to unbutton 3 buttons per cuff, which is a real struggle because he's bad at clothes. Rolls up his sleeves. Devil and everyone waits patiently while he does this for 5 minutes. And he's like, now we're going to get serious.
Everybody, forearms dies.
Wow, Julian forearms.
When I came back to Vesuvia, I was lost. A wreck of a man stumbling from one disaster to the next.
God, that may get really self-reflective. Do either of us really ever fucking stop talking?
No, not really.
Alright, well, I guess this is just that part of the scene, isn't it?
Yes, it kind of is.
So I'd like to interject at this point that I'm still wrapped in chains that are literally burning through my knot flesh, and I'm just screaming this entire time based on the last update we had on me. So I'm appreciating that you're having this conversation through my, throat-wrenching screams.
Will you please stop being dramatic? I'm having a moment here, okay?
Yeah, that's pretty rude.
Devil, you are interrupting my monologue by just your continual screaming. Excuse me?
How?
Me, I'm in deep pain right now. You're both being insensitive. No, this is where the dialogue happens so that you can root for me. Your love interest, huh? Root for me. I'm gonna scream my not lungs raw, okay? Maybe my whole throat.
I might just pass out. Actually, can I pass out?
If I pass out, you guys can have your whole conversation and you won't even have to worry about the presence of me. It'll be great.
Awesome, and I won't care what you said at all because ow.
Yeah, so what constitution do I need to pass out intentionally?
What?
All right, one disaster to the next. Were you really in disasters?
I suppose.
I guess.
I was weak, washed up, and a failure.
Oh God, he's gonna put it all on
And
us.
then I met you, nerd.
Hang on. When did you go from talking to the devil to talking to us? I speak to you, devil, and then I met you, nerd.
As he goes, let me get my fingers under the chains and go, point, I love you.
Long fingers. Reaches over, scoots fingers into the chain. You, while we're screaming our heads off. He's like, oh, the chains burn. Ow. Ow. No, I don't care. I hold you anyway.
I have gloves on. Why would they hurt me?
Right, they don't hurt me. It's only skin-to-skin contact. Oh my God.
And I met you. And I saw you on the aqueduct. I thought, here's another poor unfortunate soul. In pain. In need.
You saw us on the aqueduct?
I
thought you saw us,
next
in
to
our
the aqueduct.
shop?
No, remember we did. We saw him when we went around on weird hazy land day. Where both of us were super confused.
I thought we were down to it by being a canal by the time we ran into him, not up on the aqueduct up in the mountains.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
The raven
that is a distinct...
met us in the mountains and hung off the hem of our shirt, hanging upside down by our thigh, looking up at us. Hello. Hello. And
Good clear point. That's true.
I really think we were at the canal by the time he saw us, and he'd already met us by that time.
A canal an aqueduct does not make.
I do not think
It
so.
just does not be.
It's okay.
I didn't understand why I was so drawn to you, or why you saw something good in me. Even then.
I didn't. I was literally investigating you. I think I've covered this a few times. Oh, sorry, still screaming. Ignore that.
What do you say? I say I can't hear you for all the screaming. I tried so many times to drive you away for your own good, when really...
I was extremely dedicated to my job because I'm very professional, and I wanted the Countess to have her information because she is literally my sovereign ruler in a local sense, and so I have to do what she says.
No, but love. Don't you see that love will solve all things is clearly what we're leading up to?
And you clearly loved me the moment you saw me when I was hired to interact with you. Do you think I have no sense of professionalism at all?
None.
When really...
Really, I was afraid. I didn't trust myself, and I didn't trust you. Except for
Okay.
the fact that I'm going to have to trust you in the next one, darling.
Well, that was
So,
an experience. I hope you all had fun.
So thank you very much for joining us, everyone. I appreciate it. If you want to level me a little bit more, please feel free to go check out my Ko-Fi and my Patreon. I've got some OnlyFans in the links down below. So I hope you enjoy it. And also, if you want to support the channel, please feel free to go check out and like, comment, and subscribe. That would also be super helpful because I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies.
And it was great playing
with you.
Bye!